Well, a gated linear unit has the purpose of introducing a sort of gate into the entire process, which looks a bit like this. You have the original input vectors, which are just arrows, like that. They go into the gated linear unit, and we transform them into two different sets of vectors. One into so-called gate vectors, so they go over here and get transformed into the gate vectors. Another set over here, they get transformed into another set of vectors. And after we've transformed the vectors into these two sets, something very important happens, which up until now didn't happen, because up until now, the only two operations the AI model has used were addition and multiplication. However, at this point, a new type of operation, which might be something more complex like exponentiation, or say taking the maximum of two numbers, like this. So one of these more advanced operations is used here, and this means that the large language model can use some more advanced mathematical concept to make its prediction. So at this point, it goes into something called an activation function, which is just a more advanced mathematical concept than anything used previously in the model, so that it can capture more complexity in terms of what it can do. And then afterwards, the normal transformation, and the one that uses a more advanced concept, get combined together by just, because vectors are lists of numbers, like this, and we have two lists of numbers over here. We have one coming from over here and one coming from over here. What happens is we literally multiply them together like this, and that gives us the next number in our new list. So we combine together through multiplication the numbers, vectors coming from over here, the vectors coming from over here, so we get to both experience the normal addition and multiplication that we applied over here, and the more advanced concepts that we applied over here in this gated linear unit. Then we transform it back into the output. And then that's the rest of the vectors. So in summary, the reason why we need a gated linear unit is so that when we have a large language model trying to predict the next word in a sequence of words, which are described through using vectors, it needs to be able to use both more advanced mathematical concepts and simpler mathematical concepts, which are both required to describe reality and the sequence of words accurately. And gated linear units make this possible for large language models.